Florida State football has established itself as the team not to play in 2024. They have done that rather quickly and have the dubious distinction of being a double-digit favorite back-to-back weeks to open the season, losing the game outright. They were another substantial touchdown to 8-point favorite against Memphis, lost that game outright. Steve Merrill's here with wagertalk.com. And of course, Steve joins us each and every week here at the Voice of College Football to break down the biggest games. And that's quite a run that's Florida State's on, is heavy favorites. This week, it's a 2.5 against Cal at home.
Yeah, I always talk about the comparisons between the financial markets and the sports betting markets. And one of my favorite adages in the financial markets is don't try to catch a falling knife. You know, when a stock or a commodity is in a tailspin down, you don't try to predict the bottom. You let the bottoming process play out. Well, Florida State might be the epitome of a falling knife. A falling Seminole spear might be a more accurate adaptation to how to phrase it. But this is a team that had national title hopes, top 10 ranked. That Georgia Tech loss really hurt, but then the Boston College loss basically ruined their season. And what's even more important, as you know, Mark, those are both conference games, right? So it's not like, oh, they could just win the conference schedule now and get in the playoffs. They're double screwed after the 0-2 start for that reason. And we thought maybe the bye week would reset them. We talked about the game here last week, but it didn't. This is a team that came out and only put up 12 points. They put up 12 and 13 in their last two games. The under is 3-0, by the way, this season. So if that offense continues to struggle, which it very well might against Cal, the under could be worth a look. But yeah, this line has been definitely lowered tremendously. You factor in 3 points or so for home field advantage. The odds makers are now saying that Cal is the better overall team. Just not sure that's the case. And it's also a very difficult travel spot for Cal, who's new to the Atlantic coast, going from West Coast to East Coast. And this is something just league-wide in both the NFL and college football and other sports. You know, that coast-to-coast travel, especially when you're not used to it, can be difficult. So the line value in this situation favors Florida State. The problem is I'm not trying to catch a falling knife. If I had to play it, it's Seminoles, but I need to see them do something first. Do we maybe hedge a little bit with the under? Probably not. I mean, this line is really low. You know, I don't pass a lot here. I always try to give you a lean. My database simulation, 6.2. So on average, we've got Florida State winning by 6, and that factors in the bad start. So I would lean Florida State just based on the line value in the situation. But once again, not a team I'm trusting anytime soon.
And Steve, just to accentuate that travel adversity for Cal, it's not just going from West Coast to East Coast, but in the last 3 weeks, from West Coast to East Coast to West Coast, back Auburn, to East Coast, as they went to Auburn just a couple weeks ago and pulled out a very nice 7-point win as a 2-touchdown dog. But can they do it again? Steve's here from wagertalk.com and provides us a ton of value here each week at the Voice of College Football, but you can get so much more. And Steve, this is a great time to do so.
It is really a great time. I mean, not only is college football 3-1 last Saturday, NFL was 2-1. Major League Baseball had a 29-9 best bet run over the past month. If you'd like to get one of my personal best bets this weekend, you can do so for free. Each best bet is $25, but at checkout, use promo code VOICE25, as you see on the screen there, and you'll get an instant $25 credit. So you're getting one of my best bets for free as a special thank you for watching. Check it out right now. Steve Merrill, wagertalk.com. And oh, yeah, bonus free plays on my page every day as well.
I don't know how you do it in Major League Baseball, Steve. I predicted every game in Major League Baseball for 3 years, just trying to see what my record would be against the odds, and would driving myself crazy, staying up till 2:30 in the morning East Coast time, because I just wanted to see, you know, that San Diego San Francisco game that was 1-1 in the 8th. Would that mean I was going to go 9-7 for the day or 8-8 for the day? And I just couldn't go to sleep until I knew every night. And but man, 29-9 in those Major League Baseball games is crazy, especially late season when you don't know what the incentive is for a lot of these teams.
Yeah, so I was just running the math. I heard the other day it's over 2,400 games, but I just did 81 times 30. It's 2,430 regular season games. And it was funny you say that, Mark, because when I was hearing that the other night on MLB Network, I was like, can you imagine tracking every game? And then I realized how awful my life would have been all summer had I done it that way. And obviously you don't need to do it that way because we're on a 29-9 run. And by the way, just to let you know, I tell you when we lose, the last 2 nights, extra inning losses, back-to-back extra inning losses. Otherwise, we'd be 31-7. So even with back-to-back extra inning losses, we're still 29-9. But yeah, baseball is the epitome of a long-term set it and forget it, just grind, investment approach.
You can also check out, of course, the Under the Radar selection that's exclusive here at the Voice of College Football. We appreciate Steve doing this for us. Since the first week of 2022, folks, he's 23-6 against the spread in his Under the Radar selection. You get that right here at the Voice of College Football, and you can find out more right now. College football is even more exciting with some action on the line. And the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Let's start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread. I've got a 40-year track record. In fact, in 2023, at $100 played per game, you would have netted over $9,300. And guess what? I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill, our ace in the hole, show stopper from Wager Talk. 6 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly Under the Radar pick, which went 21-5 against the spread the last 2 seasons. I repeat, 21-5 against the spread. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Steve Dace and Matt Zemek. Become a YouTube channel member or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2024 a winner now.